Friends, all the above, welcome back to What's Not Sports. This is the Pulse Check. We're here, episode 48. We've got our look at the league loop. We got the Union Scope, the Oval Call, Don't Get Bold, and we finish off with some Clubbie Chatter today. When we finish off with Clubbie Chatter, we are joined by professional Ironman, Byron Dieckmann, the next-gen athlete who is in the series this year. So we talk a bit about the Coffs Craft Carnival and what else is going on in the surf sports realm. But I'll leave that for you guys later to watch. So very exciting stuff. I'm going to dive into the league loop and the Union Scope, do all that myself today. And then we'll also go through what's going on in the AFL. And then we look towards a bit of the cricket in Don't Get Bold. And the Ashes are up and coming. So without further ado, let's jump in. Let's go and start our segment with the league loop. Well, not much rugby league to report on. Obviously, no more games. The international season is done. But there is some news going around. I believe Sunday night was when it was announced that Zac Lomax has been granted an immediate release from the Eels. Now, Lomax had a 4-year contract with the Eels, and he completed about 8 months of it. It looks like he's off to R360, potentially alongside Ryan Papenhuyzen, but we're still not confirmed on Paps. It's looking like Lomax is 100% going to R360. Volandis just spoke about it, I think yesterday, even this morning, saying how he feels sorry for Lomax, that his agent has, basically stitched him up, telling him to go R360, but then on the contrary, what if his agent has done a good job here and he's off to R360 and he's going to make millions a year, more than he would ever do NRL? I respect it. But we will definitely see what comes from this and what will happen. Other news in the NRL draw is officially out. So if you're like me and you really enjoyed some of the content some of the teams are putting out to announce their draws, look, I'm a Raiders fan through and through, and they probably had one of the best alongside the Storm. Trying to think of who else did a really good draw video on social media, but I think the Raiders were the best. Getting on Swish and getting other players to announce who they're playing against type thing, it was pretty cool. In other news, State of Origin has also been announced, where the games are going to be played, what games, and the mutual game next year in 2026 will be played at the MCG, and then 2027, I believe, will be the New Zealand one. So that'll be very interesting to see. And a little side note, the Raiders got shafted out of Magic Round. Being a Raiders fan, I'm not happy about that. I definitely think it should go to the Wooden Spooners. You don't take out your minor premiers, especially when they had the best game of Magic Round, like most entertaining game of Magic Round. I just think it's a bit iffy, a bit of a dog act, but is what it is. The NRL need to rework that. It's like, you get the wooden spoon, why do you get the privilege to play at the round that's got the most NRL fans? Like, that's what I don't understand. But that's all I've got for the league loop, so let's finish that off there. Let's quickly dive into the Union Scope. I really don't want to talk about this. The Wallabies, they got punished by Ireland over the weekend, 46-19. They just struggled, so many errors made. It just, I don't know how we can play so poorly at the moment. We on this international tour that we're doing right now, the only really game that we hadn't lost was, the only game we didn't lose was against Japan, and even then it was very iffy and it looked like we potentially were going to lose. So this is really disappointing stuff by the Wallabies. They've got France next weekend, this weekend now on Sunday. I just don't see us beating them. It'll be so tough for the team. We're not polished by any means or don't even look close to it. So there's far too many mistakes being made. I just don't think we stand a chance against France. Let me know what you think about that. Now that's quick. That's done. We ripped the Band-Aid off that. We're now onto let's move on from the union scope, throw league and union behind us. Let's have a little look at what's going on in the AFL, or as I call the oval call, it's the AFLW. So the AFLW has got its prelim finals this week. And when I was looking at it, it's North Melbourne versus Melbourne and Brisbane versus Carlton. North Melbourne are the clear favourites from what I remember. Let me just check that. I don't want to be saying something that's wrong here. But it was something ridiculous. Like they were paying like $1.08 or something. Here we go. Yeah, so there you go. North Melbourne paying $1.05, and Melbourne, the D's, are paying $9.50. So if you're a betting man, North Melbourne looks like they're going to win this one. I'll be tipping them to get the win. And then Brizzy and Carlton will be a much tighter game. They were 3rd and 5th on the ladder. Brizzy paying $1.38 and Carlton paying $2.95. Being a Queenslander, I'm going to back the Brizzy Lions to get it done and then potentially get the grand final done, because that means they win everything in both men's and women's in the AFL and NRL. So that'd be very interesting and cool to see. And now that's all I've got for the oval call this week. Let me know what your thoughts are. And let's quickly go into the don't get bowled. And let's hope we don't get bowled this Friday, because this Friday is the start of the Ashes. I love cricket. I love the Ashes. And I just can't wait to beat some pommies. So for our first test, our Australian squad's obviously out. We've got Steve Smith captaining with Cummins out, unfortunately, for us. We got Scotty Boland in, obviously Alex Carey, Brendan Doggett, Cameron Green, Travis Head, Josh Inglis, Usman Khawaja, Marnus Labuschagne, Nathan Lyon, Gary, Michael Nessa, Mitch Stark, and Jake Weatherfield, and to finish it off, Bo Webster. We saw how good Bo Webster was during the India test matches at the start of this year when he got called up to play. So I think we might struggle a little bit with this first test. Our bowlers have to be huge, but you go between Stark and Boland, they are going to do a lot of the heavy lifting in this bowling. But even, like, obviously Gary being a spin bowler late in the afternoon, if it gets to that, spin bowling will be so good. Like, it catches batters off their game. We know Bo Webster can actually bowl quite well as well. And then obviously Travis Head, they're probably the ones that I'm looking at the most, like, impact-wise. And yeah, just look, I'm not a cricketer. I've never played cricket for a club, so I haven't actually played too much other than backyard. But one piece of advice that I will give to the Pommies if they want to beat Australia is just stay in your crease, brah. Just stay in your crease. Simple as that, but there will be much more of that to go around as we go through the Ashes, and I'll try and cover a bit more all this Friday when it starts. So very exciting. It starts over in Perth, so let's see what happens. And then also in the Women's Big Bash League, the Hurricanes are currently on top of the ladder, and they are looking pretty good as of last night. So it's been an exciting tournament. I haven't actually watched too much. I need to get a bit more into the cricket season now, alongside the clubby season. So that's all I've got for What's Not Sports. Don't get bold. More to come next week. We got a few things coming on the socials. Keep up on my updates of what's going on. And yeah, so now we're going to dive into Clubbie Chatter, and we are joined here by Byron Dieckmann. Already said mentioned we've had him on the podcast before as a guest in an interview, and now he is co-hosting the Clubbie Chatter segment. Awesome to have him on, and I hope you guys enjoy and like how we talk about clubbies. So hop on, enjoy it, listen to that. And now that I remember, before I jump into that, Surf Fantasy is out, guys. Clubbie Fantasy is here. Charlie Verco has done it, and man, I'm so excited. I'll definitely set up a team before the Hayden Kenny Classic starts. 100% build your team. I'm going to have probably been 1,000 different leagues, and it'll be so much fun. Something we've been waiting for a very, very, very long time. And yeah, and so unfortunately we didn't know about that until that it was coming out until after we filmed Clubbie Chatter. That would have been a topic, but it'll be a big topic next week. So stay tuned for that and enjoy the rest of the podcast. Clubbie Chatter, I'm joined here by Byron.
Hey Wilbur, how you going?
Yeah, good mate. We're here to talk a little bit about what's going on in the clubby world, what happened on the weekend with Coffs Harbour, the Craft Carnival. Talk about yourself a little bit, getting on the podium for your first open iron. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, mate, it was good. Only second iron final in opens, so pretty cool, and feels good to be going around with the likes of Finn and Connor.
Yeah, and was your first also at Coffs last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had a bit of a stinker there, so yeah, it's good to get on the board.
Yeah, you must like Coffs.
Yeah, lovely place. My parents lived there for a few years, so it's definitely holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, nice. Right, let's jump into it. To some of the results, we'll go through irons, the board, the swim ski, and then the mixed taplin. So obviously in the iron, we'll start with the men's. You in third. We had Connor Maggs second, and Finn Askew took out the win. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it was pretty flat, grindy kind of conditions. There was I think 5 of us on the first board wave. And then Finn, Connor, and I kind of worked away on the ski into a group of 3. Connor actually let us out in the swim. He was having a really good swim there, and then Finn just got to the bank better than me and Connor, and yeah, got a wave and held it longer. So he did really well.
Yeah, it was a real ding-dong battle out of like you 3 off the start. Even though you guys came in like 5 people on that first board wave, it was really you 3 just in that first transition, really picking up the pace. So it was a really good race to watch.
Yeah, transitions were on because it's so flat.
Yeah. And then what do you think about the women's race? Lee Finardi in third. I think that's her first time on the podium for a while in the Opens. Bella Williams in second. Obviously at Burley now, big changes. She's had some good results this season so far. And then Lana Rogers took out the win in the iron.
Yeah, I thought Bella did really well to go with Lana until the swim there. Obviously, Lana's one of the best swimmers in the field, so Bella's done well to go with her. That's a really good result for her. She obviously did really well at trials to get through as well.
Yeah.
And that's a good result for Lily as well.
Yeah. And now let's move on to the board race. We'll start with the women's here. Third place, Brodie Trinker. We haven't seen too much of her this summer. Haven't seen her in an iron race yet, so not sure where her head's at the moment.
Yeah, just coming across specialist, it seems. So, but first podium for the year.
Yeah.
Sure she'll build throughout the year.
Yeah, we've seen her win Aussies before, so be there at the pointy end of the season. Second place, M. Doyle. She's already had, I guess, a crack start to the season. Took out the ski race back at Bonnie Hills.
Yeah, you'd think of her as more of a swim and ski kind of build. So for her to get second in the board, she's obviously improved that leg. Yeah, doing well.
And then AK-47, Annalise Kibble took it back. First carnival back since her shoulder surgery. She looked good, didn't she?
Yeah, she did look good. And for the first carnival of the year, getting that heart rate up to full max, that's a good hit out for her.
Yeah. On to the men. It was a bit of mermaid mayhem, a mermaid blackout here. Tommy Ryan in third. Then Connor Maggs second and Cruz McKee in first. New pickups for Mermaid in Connor and Cruz. It's a good result for him.
Definitely. Kai Hurst coaching there, obviously doing really well with the crew there. And getting someone in like Connor, who's just one of the best in the sport, just lifts the group, changes the whole training group as well.
And dynamic, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and really interesting, especially Tommy, like yourself, under 19, a lot of youth coming up, but in those flat conditions, like that was a surprise to me.
Exactly. Yeah, he's done a really good paddle there, especially end of the day. That I think that might have helped Cruz as well, being the end of the day. A few of the Iron Boys might have been pretty tired, and got to rip in.
Yeah, and talk about end of the day. That's when the surf race was going on. 55-person straight final. Bit of ruthless, eh?
Yeah, it was pretty good. We convinced them to go the black and white cans.
Yeah.
So it was a short race, a lot of dolphin diving, and really good race. Matty P from Richmond got fourth, just a chalky medal.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's swimming really good.
Yeah, and then our podium was Tommy Ryan again on the podium in another third, and then Fletcher Warren, well, back on the podium. He hasn't been on the swim podium for a while, but we know how good he is at the swim. And then Connor Maggs took it out. So a lot of young guys, those guys are in their first year of opens. Tommy in his first year of under 19s. Like, it's really, they're taking it up to the big boys, hey?
Definitely. And Fletcher and Connor have obviously been really, really good throughout their junior years together. So those two going 1-2, if we've seen that before.
Yeah. And then onto the women's. A bit of experience in third and second in Lana and Lucy. And then young gun Katie Rees took out the swim.
Yeah. It seems like she can do any leg and just win any leg possible. So that's good. And then obviously to beat Lana and that in a swim is very impressive because Lana's swimming really well at the moment.
Yeah, probably like one of the best swim legs we've seen so far. Took out the swim race in Bonnie Hills, like
definitely. And then swimming the Taplin.
Yeah,
that was really good. Holding off 4 men.
Yeah,
coming from behind. So
yeah. The ski race, the men's was Conley in third, Borgie in second, and the Shrimp took out the win there.
Yeah, it's good to see the Shrimp back.
Yeah, love the Shrimp.
Obviously, he's from down northern New South Wales. So
yeah, from Byron Bay.
I'm sure you would have loved the Coffs Carnival. He also had a really good result in the Iron. I think he came 6th.
Yeah.
So it's good to see the Shrimp back up and firing. The sport's better with him going well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
love having him around.
Definitely.
Good energy on that. I don't know much about Kai Onley. Do you?
Not really. I know those Southport boys are really paddling well on a ski. You saw Luke Chapman in the goal to have a really good ski leg and hold on to those series boys. So they're actually paddling really well, and he's done well.
And then on to the women's. We had Dakota Luke third. Second place was Emily Doyle. We already talked about how good she's moving on the craft. And then first place, Claudia Kelly, made the trip over from EdZ to race with those Northcliffe girls. I hear that she's doing a commute from Oz to New Zealand almost once or twice a week.
Wow. That's impressive. She was definitely paddling really well on the ski on the weekend. Definitely looked a class above compared to the rest of the girls there. So, she's paddling really well.
Yeah, and how insane is that, though? Like, the fact that it's, a 4.5 hour flight, and you're doing that twice a week, from what I've heard.
Yeah, that's really good effort, and time zones as well. That's pretty brutal.
Pretty brutal. So I hear she's got in the last stages of uni and has to be at all her classes. So that's why.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, she's making the commute here and back.
Oh, that's impressive.
Very impressive. Onto the mixed Taplin, we had Burlier in third, Maroochydore in second, and Northcliffe take the win out there. Not a bad performance from the Maroochydore guys.
Yeah, no, we all had a really good Taplin. We had 2 15-year-olds in there, 2 bottom age 17s. So that's the second weekend in a row we've had them.
Yeah, and,
wow. They're Abby and Mary are performing really well. Abby won the board at Bonnie Hills, and Mary won the iron at Bonnie Hills. So obviously, they're great in their own age group, and they can come up and hold on in the opens. And Abby, I think, got 4th in the board for the women, like open women.
Yeah,
board.
wow.
So as a bottom age 17, she's flying.
Yeah,
real good board paddler. And Maddie had a great swim at the end. Had 3 Burley crew around him and beat them all and almost caught Lana.
Yeah, and because it's good to see at the 5,000s that you can choose your own order. I actually really like that. I think
another tactical battle into it.
And I think when we go to a 10,000, especially the Hayden Kenny coming soon, it'll be interesting to see what Alex Heads do with Lani
Yes.
Pallister. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. And if she races.
Mm.
Another thing with Aussies this year is Aussies is before nationals, so they're swimming. So whether she can swim at Aussies as well, or if she has to focus on pool leading into that.
That'll be
That's
very
another one.
interesting. Yeah.
But yeah,
we haven't seen yet a Taplin in the 7,000 or 10,000 yet. That's choose your own order, have we?
no.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they change up for the 10,000.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think a couple blokes would be scared of Lani Pallister.
Yeah, mate, I've seen her go with the Brennan boys in Perth and come out in front of them.
Yeah, gee.
Like, that is moving.
That is quick. No, that CJ is not a slow swimmer.
Oh, mate, he's one of the best in the males field. So
yeah,
that's a really good effort. And yeah, Northcliffe here done really well. Jake Morris swimming.
Yeah, and he's really shifted over to his kayaking now, so
yeah.
that's a real interesting choice, putting him at swim. But
he hasn't done a swim session in 2 years, so
yeah, wow.
He's obviously low tide. That suited him. That bank, he did really well. He went off.
Bloke, eh?
He went off first out of the swimmers. So he went off with a Burley girl and a Marucci girl, and got away from. Got a big enough lead for Lana.
Yeah.
At the end there, and then
Yeah. Interesting. It was interesting Taplin team, hey?
It was, but now they've done well.
And we've touched on it a couple times, but how insane is the youth at the moment? We talked about how, 3 under-19s on the podiums throughout the individual races, and then you've just talked about 2 first-year under-17s in that Maroochydore Taplin team that's come second.
Yeah. Now, the youth movement's great. You're seeing, I think the sport's at the most depth it's ever had. Like, you've got not many people retiring because of the money and the opportunities in the sport
how it's
at the
growing,
moment. Yeah, and just getting to race every weekend.
Mm.
So people are holding on for longer, not retiring, and then the youth are coming through. So, like for Coffs, that was a huge turnout, and it was still like for 5,000, it was really tough.
Yeah, and like on that, we're noticing that so many big names are making the effort to come to the 5,000s and go that extra mile. Like we saw Lana go down to Wanda and take out the iron there. Now she's come to Coffs, taking out the iron there. It's not just the 10,000s and 7,000s that are so important. And people are realizing that, especially with only 4 10,000s this year. Yeah.
A 5,000 might be the difference between winning or losing that. Obviously, you'd probably prefer your luck in a 10,000 race, but banking points with a 5,000. Also, MVP, that helps.
All those different things,
like, that's plenty of money there in the MVP race. So if you want to get around, do all the comps, do all the races, then it's just good getting around racing. Like, I think I went to Cairns 10 times on the weekend, 10 different races. So just getting those hit outs, leading into, you got 5 days of Aussies at the end of the year. You got to be fit for that. Yeah, and it's just race. You can train so much, but until you actually race, I think a lot of people are also realizing that they could be moving so well at training, but they haven't done enough races throughout the season. They get to Aussies and they just go, I just wasn't ready to race. You know what I mean? It's different when you've got 16 blokes or 16 chicks flying around you, and you got to go and try and get them to that first can or something like that compared to 1 or 2 at training.
Yeah, so much. Yeah, there's a different environment, which is good. And like, I think it's bringing in a lot more attention and attraction to these like smaller events. Like Ben Carberry was there, the Shrimp was there. So many people were there to race that are big names. And I think that's just going for the people that are on the cusp of making, like, say, the series or just outside that top 20, that top 25. They're going, we can still come to these smaller carnivals and it's got a good competition. Yeah.
And like you see Finn, like one of the best, he's the world Ironman champion. He's going around in a ski race. Like, you wouldn't really see that at a 10,000.
No.
But at a 5,000, you get to see that happen. And it's pretty cool seeing them do a single leg stuff. Like,
yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like every race is now crucial in that sense as well. And Finn's obviously seen that. Like, didn't get the win at Bonnie Hills. Ethan Callahan got the win over him. And at 7,000 points, what's that worth? That's better than a third place in a 10,000. And so a 5,000.
It's like worth fifth or sixth.
Like, So it's still important numbers.
Without that fifth 10,000 this year,
Mm.
it might mean the difference between winning for sure.
And like I was thinking about it, like not a lot of people will be going down to Glenelg for a 7,000 now that there's 3 7,000s.
Glenelg's another great carnival. I think that's a sneaky one where you can bank some points because not many people go to that one. It's just before Christmas and it's a long way to get there. And it's still a 7,000. So, it's not easy, but it's a lot easier to get through to a final of that than it is at Bonny Hills.
Yeah.
So there's probably another 30 great Ironman that aren't there. So,
but in saying that, like last year, Bevy went down and won it. Like, there's more. I think there's more growth for that, and a lot more people. They are realizing. I guess the shift kind of started last year where they're noticing 7,000s are more important. Now this season it's 5,000s.
Yeah,
that's just going to keep growing and growing.
Definitely, and I think the way they've set the format out for the Sean Partners World Ocean Series this year is very good, and just encourages people to turn up to more comps and go around the Cairns more.
Yeah, which is awesome. Now, we've talked a lot about results and things. Who are our informed surf athletes at the moment?
I think of Finn Askew being in form. At Bonny Hills, he was leading most of that iron around.
Yeah.
I don't know what he finished up, but he came off board and ski in the front
he
pack.
finished second to Ethan.
Yeah, he was up there the whole time. So he's in form. Connor, obviously, any leg seems in form. Any race, he can turn up. I know Ethan didn't race on the weekend, but he's in form. Obviously, a great round at Burleigh as well.
Yeah.
And then for the girls, I think Katie Rees has hit some form.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Coming off that gold, she had a really good gold race. And then Lana,
obviously,
winning most of the races at the moment. So her and M. Doyle as well.
Yeah. And I think in the blokes, what has surprised me a little bit, Ben Carberry. Not doing the Shaw and Partners Iron Series this year and wanted to focus on World Ocean Series. I don't think we've seen the best of him yet.
No, like you think, I didn't realise until after the race, like last on the weekend, that like he won the Iron Series like overall last year in the World Ocean Series.
Yeah.
So like you would expect him to probably be a bit more up the front of these races. You haven't really seen him podium yet, so it'll be an interesting one to see how he goes.
He's been on the cusp, but I know Bonny Hills was hectic racing with Big Swell, but he missed out on even getting through the first round of the Iron by one spot, it shows how hard the comp is now and how tricky conditions are. But at the same time, I know he's busy full-time worker, but he's opted out of the Shaw and Partners Iron Series to focus on the World Ocean Series. I think we'll see him definitely at the back end and after Christmas, but I think we'd like to see him bank some more big points before. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if not doing the Iron Series is maybe hurting his training, not having to not being as full a schedule. Maybe he's taken a few more sessions off and he's not right up there racing every weekend, getting that fitness in.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't looked at it that way. It'll be interesting to see if he makes a trek down to Glenelg to try and win a 7,000 before the new year.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be really crucial for, I think, a lot of athletes that aren't in the Iron Series, and a few get knocked out after Newcastle. We'll see a few more go to Glenelg and go, these guys the guys in the series will have a huge January and February with, another 2 rounds of Iron Series.
Yep.
Plus Manly, the Murphys, Freshie, all those carnivals. I think that's where we'll see Cubs come out there.
Yeah, especially when those Iron Series athletes get tired from, I think they'll have to race 4 weekends in a row. You'll see Carbs probably be a bit fresher than them and come through. Probably have a better back end of the season, a bit more, less mentally strained, I guess. And I think you'll see the 8 female and male that get knocked out of the Iron Series, you'll probably see them start to shift their focus towards the Ocean Series and really turning up for that.
Yeah. And now, look, One guy we haven't talked about, and is crazy because we're talking about inform athletes, Ali Day. Took out the gold, and look, he didn't get the result he wanted at Bonnie Hills. But in saying that, massive swell. We saw him on the Friday afternoon put on a clinic in his first heat, won with ease. We didn't see him at the 5,000. Is World Ocean Series on his mind, or is it? It's his last season. Does he want to win everything? Is he focusing on the Iron Series, getting that one more time? What do you reckon?
Well, he's won a World Ocean Series now. He hasn't won the new format of the Iron Series, so I wonder if that's more down his mental path of focusing on that and trying to tick that one off. We didn't see him race Coffs last year. We didn't see him race Burley at all this year either, getting ready for the gold. So it'll be interesting. I reckon he might be one to turn up to Glenelg. He did it last year. Yeah. And the year before as well. So we could see him there, and I'm sure he'll turn up to Alex and then put forward a really good race, because we won't see the swell we saw at Bonnie Hills at Alex there.
You never know.
Doesn't get that big at Alex.
Don't remember the year TJ won?
Mate, that was like 4 foot.
It was bigger than Bonnie.
No chance.
100%.
Nah, can't get that swell at Alex.
Do you not reckon that was? I reckon that was bigger than Bonnie Hills. 100%.
Really? I think it was heavier, way heavier.
It was definitely heavier.
I think that Friday at Bonnie Hills was bigger than Manly last year as well.
Yeah, right. I don't know, because I went down a bomb at Bonnie Hills, and I remember going down a bomb at Manly, and let's just say the one at Manly just cooked me a lot more than the one at Bonnie Hills.
I don't know. I was pulling off waves at Bonnie Hills on the ski, whereas at Manly I was sending them. So I don't know. Maybe it's just more a confidence thing, but a bit more in the season and stuff. But yeah, I think that Friday at Bonnie Hills was big and long. It was a long way out. Those sets were big.
The thing I hadn't really touched on, let's talk a little bit about Bonnie Hills. Those Friday irons were insane. But what about the chicks arena? The girls arena was way bigger than the men's, I thought.
Yeah. Obviously that first chicks heat, Charlotte Hart and Mia Cook got washed up onto the rocks there. So they made the decision to put them down the beach a bit further. But I found it pretty funny how you put the open men in the smallest arena on the beach, and you have open women, and on the Saturday you had the Groms down in the biggest part of the beach, and the open men up in the corner where it's flatter. I
thought that was just didn't understand the whole thing with the rocks and everything, but I don't think that was going to happen again. You're getting way more carnage happening in that main arena that the girls are in. I don't think they made the right call there. It made for a lot longer afternoon than what we thought.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think there are a lot more tired athletes waiting around to see who gets through, when honestly, I reckon if you moved every single race to that small arena, it would have been quicker anyway, compared to having two separate arenas.
Yeah, exactly. Like that Northern Arena was long. Probably had another 50 to 100 meters on it.
Yeah.
And not just like the cans were even, but the beach was on an angle, and you had a bank in that Southern Arena to run out on. So you're probably swimming another 100 meters further in that Northern Arena. So that's fatigue. That's a fatigue factor as well.
And going on the heavier waves, going like this. Yeah. I don't think it was the right call.
Yeah, but we got to race in it in the finals package, which was cool.
Yeah.
And obviously we saw it was good having waves for the TV, I guess. And
100%.
And just at a carnival, like you saw the ski fields, the chicks, the dudes, they all you had people slewing.
Yeah, I think when you get that, the whole afternoon there was something like 20 skis lost in the finals package, and Saturday definitely wasn't as big as Friday, but it was a lot more messier.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about our sport. Like that's the 20 best male and female in that ski final, and they're still losing their skis and getting pumped.
Yeah, it happens to everyone. Like Mother Nature's not friendly to all.
No, not at all.
And I think you just mentioned the live stream. It was good for telly, but how good would it have been? Like I don't even know. Was that Friday afternoon televised?
That was televised from the beach.
Was it?
Yeah,
on YouTube?
Was it on YouTube? I think so. Yeah, it was on YouTube.
I think they should have I think they need to invest more in doing those Friday afternoon irons. In all honesty, especially in big swell like that.
Well, like irons, generally your main event of the calendar of the race schedule. So
and let's
showing
be honest, bar a few Olympians that'll do the individual swims, like your Sam Short, your kayakers, like the boys in the cave, Riz, all that.
Jacko Collins.
Your staple people you're marketing. It's really the Ironman and Iron Woman. So I think the more Ironman and Iron Woman content you get out there,
definitely.
And
like for last year, Joe Collins missed out at Swansea. I wasn't there at Swansea. I was kayaking, so I didn't get to see how he missed out. That would have been really good to watch that race and see who got through and what happened. Like we kind of just saw the final through live heats, and you just look and like, oh, he missed out. What's happened, kind of thing.
Yeah, and it'd be so cool to be able to go over those replays and see how, like you say, see it live. It's way better for the audience. And you and I, we could chat about this. Maybe next week, if you're free, I'll get you back on the pod and we talk about like the televising of the sport and where it is and why it's in the spot it is compared to the 90s.
Yeah.
But I think that's one thing that they need to change.
Yeah.
Start marketing the irons on the Friday Arvo and get it on live streams and things like that.
And I think with the gold as well, a leaderboard would have been amazing. Without televised,
like live tracking.
Because we had the ankle bracelets on, everyone could see where we were on the ankle bracelets.
Yeah.
You're coming through. I don't know why we can't get those ankle bracelets to show where we are in a leaderboard up on the screen. So because you only really saw the top 3, and then it was kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's like Surf Life Saving Australia has the money to do that.
Yeah,
and they want to stick Iron Women and Iron Men on the posters of patrols and everything, and in red and yellow, and use them as poster boys and poster girls. But then you don't have a live tracking for one of the long distance events, crazy.
Also, it could be a safety thing as well. Like if you got something, say, up on your shoulder or something, I don't know if that would annoy you while you're racing, but you could, if someone does have, say, like a heart attack or something on their ski, you know where they are. You can go. Ping it and go find them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, if someone's in trouble, you can go find them pretty easily. Like, I'm sure it might be a bit more pricey, but it could save a life for sure.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, life saving, isn't it?
Definitely.
And I actually like the way you think about that, and that's why they flipped the gold course around. Like, originally it was ski last.
Yeah.
But now it's ski first, and then you've seen quite a few people in the past pull out in that last run leg.
Yeah.
Whether to dehydration, exhaustion, passing out, all these things. But things can still go wrong in that, first.
Yeah, for sure.
First leg, what if you tear your shoulder or something, on the ski and there's 3.5 Ks out in the middle of the course and there's no IRB that can get you
there's one for the leaders, and then you don't really have many others out there floating around. Maybe not for another 2 kilometers for parts. So, that's the dangerous part of it.
Yeah, I hadn't actually thought of that. That's really interesting. It's a good thing to look at. Yeah. Right, I think we should wrap up a bit of Clubbie Chatter there.
Sounds good.
We'll talk more next week, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this segment this week on What's Not Sports Pulse Check.
Beauty, thanks for having me, Wilbur.
Thanks, Byron. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me on this week's episode of the Pulse Check. I hope you enjoyed Clubbie Chatter with Byron Dieckmann and myself. It's really fun to have someone else to talk to, like we had on Rocco last week for the league, Loop, and the Union Scope. Potentially we'll have more people to help co-host for those segments, which I find really fun. As I said, more Clubbie content to come next week on next episode of Pulse Check. Keep a lookout on the socials because I'll keep pumping out content here and there. And so thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have tuned in and listened to the most recent Inside Story. I got to sit down with QIS and para swim coach Ethan Forge. He's a sports and exercise scientist, and it was an awesome chat. He was our second of 8 in the 8 and 80. We've got our next, I'd like to say 4 guests lined up, and we're finalising our final 2, which is super exciting. So make sure you guys hop on, listen to this, and continue to join me on the journey of the 8 and 80 challenge. So that's all I've got for this week, and I will catch you guys on the next episode of What's Not Sports. Sure.